Today we'll be presenting a collaboration between Microsoft and the University of North Carolina focusing on a class of information needs we call tip-of-the-tongue known item retrieval. Our work uses movie identification as a case study. We believe that tip-of-the-tongue retrieval reflects an understudied and important new class of queries for information retrieval researchers. Consider the following stylized example. Imagine it is 1991 and someone watched a film in a theater with their friends. In the present day, 2021, that same person is trying to remember the name of the movie. If the name does not immediately come to mind, we are interested in understanding how a searcher may express their information need and how effective present retrieval systems are for those needs. We refer to this type of information need as tip-of-the-tongue known item retrieval, or TOT retrieval. This is a specific type of refinding need where a reliable identifier, such as a title or URL, is not available, forcing the searcher to leverage supporting information from their memory of engaging with the item. While similar to refinding tasks, the emphasis on identification, as opposed to navigation, makes these information needs acute, one-off episodes, as opposed to repeated tasks. There are several areas of previous research that are relevant to TOT retrieval. Because TOT requests often arise when trying to recall an item viewed years in the past, long-term memory research provides some insight into how people might formulate a request. It is generally accepted that human memory is transient. In the context of movies, recall may degrade with time and because a searcher has engaged with other, perhaps similar movies. Additionally, gaps in memory may occur simply because a searcher did not aim to remember the movie in the long term. Second, psychology research has studied not only how much is remembered, but also what is remembered. For example, research shows that people tend to forget precise details and remember high-level characteristics or gists. In the context of movies, a searcher may forget the name of a character but remember their personality or visible characteristics. Moreover, we suspect that searchers may leverage both semantic memory, i.e. memory about the item, and episodic memory, i.e. memory about previous engagements with the item, when approaching a TOT need. Finally, TOT needs reflect a broader class of tip-of-the-tongue phenomenon, a state in which one cannot quite recall a familiar word but can recall words of similar form and meaning. Compared to other information-seeking tasks, both the information retrieval and cognitive psychology literature indicate that searchers in TOT states exhibit more frustration at not knowing the answer and more satisfaction when the answer is revealed. Personal Information Management, or PIM, research studies how people manage and access their personal information, such as email and photos. Memory plays an important role in PIM. Much PIM research has studied the importance of episodic memory versus only semantic memory during search and refinding. For example, a searcher may not remember the contents of an email in order to create an effective keyword query, but may remember the day the email was received or the events that happened that day. For example, Dumais' work with Stuff I've Seen found that last modified date was the most widely used contextual cue for filtering search results. Elseweiler conducted a diary study focused on participants' everyday memory problems and strategies used to overcome these. Results confirmed the importance of episodic memory to support information refinding. Participants often forgot details about the item itself, but remembered contextual details about when the item was last used. In the context of life logging, prior work also suggests that episodic memories combined with semantic memories can help searchers find information within their own digital memory repositories. We seek to build on this prior work by focusing on TOT requests specifically. Our research in this paper focuses on two main research questions. First, we are interested in understanding TOT search requests, or how does a searcher in a TOT state express their need in a search request? To answer this question, we qualitatively investigated the characteristics of TOT information requests in a question-answering dataset. Second, we were also interested in understanding the performance of automatic retrieval for TOT needs, or how well does a conventional retrieval system satisfy TOT requests. To answer this question, we gathered a corpus of movie plot descriptions and evaluated the effectiveness of TOT requests when issued as queries to a standard information retrieval system. This presentation will highlight results related to the first question. Details about the second research question are described in the full paper. In order to answer these questions, we focused on the movie identification task, a setting where searchers are looking for the name of a film they have previously seen, but may only be able to remember the context or certain high-level attributes of the movie. In recent years, several community question answering sites have emerged to support searchers with movie identification. These sites are tailored for searchers who want to find a specific known item, for example, a movie, book, song, artist, or video game, but do not remember its name or other unique metadata. Searchers pose questions composed of a title and description, while community members ask clarification questions and suggest answers. Importantly, one might view such community question answering sites as serving people with TOT information needs that could not have been resolved using other resources, including search systems. We collected questions posted to I Remember This Movie, a community question answering site specifically designed for individuals seeking to identify movies that have been seen but whose titles they could not recall. Because we could not confirm that all questions in fact referred to real movies, we restricted our collection to questions with correct answers, as indicated by the searcher. This resulted in a set of 2,072 questions posted between 2013 and 2018. Of these, 762 correct answers included links to IMDb pages, which were recorded for further analysis. In order to better understand TOT requests, we performed a qualitative analysis of the requests from this dataset. Take this example question. Our analysis operated at the granularity of sentences to allow easier annotation and interpretability of results. We developed a qualitative coding scheme to be applied at the sentence level and then analyzed these annotations on our corpus. Our coding scheme was developed in a top-down and bottom-up fashion. First, after looking at the data, 4 of the authors agreed on 7 broad categories for codes: movie, context, previous search, social, uncertainty, opinion emotion, and relative comparison. 4 of these categories focus on the topic of the sentence. The sentence may describe the movie, the context in which the movie was seen, a previous attempt to find the movie, or merely a social nicety. The remaining 3 categories relate to interesting phenomena that we noticed and wanted to capture in our coding scheme. We noticed sentences that express uncertainty about the information being conveyed, express opinions about an aspect of the movie, describe emotional states, and provide descriptions in relative terms by drawing comparisons. After identifying 7 broad categories, codes were developed in a bottom-up fashion by 2 of the authors over 3 phases. Our final coding scheme, summarized here, resulted in 34 codes. Of these, 2 codes, or 6%, had Cohen's kappa agreement at the level of fair, 5, or 15%, at the level of moderate, 16, or 47%, at the level of substantial, and 9, or 26%, at the level of almost perfect. All codes were designed to not be mutually exclusive, meaning that sentences could be assigned 0, 1, or more codes. Full results can be found in the paper. As expected, many sentences described characteristics of the movie itself. These sentences include descriptions of the characters in the movie, a scene, a physical object, the movie's category, and the overall plot. This high-level dimension focuses on semantic memories, recollections about the movie itself. We also notice that some sentences describe the context in which the searcher previously engaged with the movie. This high-level dimension focuses on episodic memories, recollections about the context in which the searcher previously engaged with the movie. Interestingly, we also notice that searchers often use linguistic markers of uncertainty. The high rate of this annotation, 35%, suggests that searchers in TOT states are self-aware when providing incomplete or unreliable information due to long-term memory degradation. Our qualitative analysis of TOT requests reveals several important trends. First, we observed three things in terms of what people remember. First, our analysis reveals that people remember characteristics of the movie as well as characteristics of the context in which the movie was seen. Second, our most frequent codes, more than 18%, involved visual memories, for example, character, scene, object, or location type. Codes associated with auditory memories, for example, quotes, comparisons with music, specific music, were much less frequent, less than 2%. We see at least two possible explanations for this trend. One possibility is that visual memories are easier to communicate than auditory memories. In other words, perhaps searchers had plenty of auditory memories, but they decided to omit them in their TOT queries. Alternatively, it is possible that searchers had more visual memories than auditory ones. This explanation would be consistent with prior research that has found that visual memory is more robust, i.e. long-lasting, than auditory memory. Third, most of our frequent codes are related to things that exist in the physical world and can be perceived by the senses, for example, character, scene, object, and location type. This trend also seems consistent with prior work that has found that memories of concrete characteristics are more robust than abstract ones. In terms of what searchers communicate, our results suggest four important trends. First, about 10% of sentences contained descriptions of the context in which the searcher previously watched a movie. These references, based on episodic memories, may be helpful for an intelligent human searcher, but require some degree of inference using real-world knowledge. Secondly, searchers described previous failed attempts to find movies, for example, searching for all movies from a certain actor or actress, all episodes of a specific series, and all movies from a given genre and release date. This information might help someone define the search space. This trend suggests that systems to support TOT information needs may benefit from accommodating negative feedback. Third, relative comparisons versus absolute statements were found in about 3% of all sentences. This result suggests that it is often easier for someone to draw a comparison, for example, looks like Kevin Bacon, than to describe someone or something in absolute terms. Finally, it is noteworthy that expressions of uncertainty were so common. Roughly 35% of all sentences contained expressions of uncertainty. In linguistics, hedging allows speakers and writers to signal caution or probability versus full certainty. This trend suggests that systems to support TOT information may need to deal with that uncertainty. Of course, how searchers express their needs potentially has implications on retrieval effectiveness. Our retrieval experiments suggest that there is substantial room for improving systems to support TOT requests. We observed systematic variation in retrieval performance across different strategies employed by searchers in TOT states. Searchers' descriptions of characters, objects, scenes, and locations allowed for effective retrieval based on plot summaries. However, our results also suggest the importance of content metadata such as release date, format, and languages in supporting TOT requests. Fortunately, contextual information did not seem to deteriorate retrieval performance. In closing, we hope that you take away the following three results. First, tip-of-the-tongue needs exist as a large, important subclass of refinding needs. This is reflected in the presence of multiple community question and answering sites supporting TOT needs. Second, based on our analysis, searchers employ a variety of unique strategies to express their TOT needs. These include expressions of a semantic and episodic memories, as well as uncertainty. Finally, as a result of this variation, our retrieval results demonstrate that search systems could be improved by understanding extratopical information, such as genre or time, and self-referential information, such as uncertainty or relative comparison. Thank you.